There was once a photography competition where participants were required to submit a single photograph that visually embodied the essence of 4 keywords: calm, serene, bliss, and peace. Photographers from across the country, including renowned professionals, submitted their work. The entries were breathtaking: snow-capped mountains, coral islands, vast deserts, lush valleys, adorable children, stunning women, daring stunts, and even a young couple standing on the edge of a skyscraper with their city's mesmerizing skyline before them. The judges faced an immense challenge. The photographs were so exquisite and so vivid that they seemed almost unreal. Just as the organizers were leaning towards selecting an image of a beautiful woman meditating by a river flowing through a majestic mountain range, the judges made a unanimous decision that stunned everyone. The winning photograph was not a grand or glamorous image, but a humble one taken by a high school student. The photograph depicted a barren, arid village with a cluster of huts. There were no trees, no flowers, no mountains, no water, nothing conventionally associated with natural beauty. In the photo sat a village woman surrounded by some children. She appeared to be telling them a story, her face glowing with joy. The children too radiated pure contentment. In the foreground, a barefoot boy with a torn school bag was running towards the group as if late for the lesson. What captivated the judges was the profound sense of harmony and happiness in the image. These people had little in terms of material wealth, yet they had found something far greater: a deep, unshakable contentment. They had made peace with their reality and discovered bliss within it. They were living proof that true peace and happiness are not found in external possessions, but in the ability to embrace life as it is. This photograph serves as a powerful reminder that peace of mind is the ultimate goal of every human endeavor, whether noble or even malevolent. Think about it. What happens when you achieve something you've long pursued? At first, there's a rush of excitement. But soon after, you feel a deep sense of calm. That calm is peace. It is the state every human being, regardless of their intentions, strives to attain. Even the most ruthless individuals seek peace after their cruel deeds, just as a predator finds a quiet spot to rest after a tiring hunt. But what is peace? Peace comes from stability through equilibrium, and it is the natural tendency of everything in the universe to constantly move towards balance. Just as a metal cup, when tossed on the ground, bounces and wobbles until it finds its center of gravity and comes to rest, so too does life seek equilibrium. Peace is not the absence of motion, but the harmony that arises when opposing forces find their balance. It is the universe's way of restoring order, both within and around us. Peace is a state of tranquility, free from disturbance. It is the absence of worry, the ability to fully embrace the present moment. It doesn't require wearing specific colors, men growing long beards, smearing holy ash on the face, or retreating to mountains or forests. It can be found anywhere, at any time. One of the obstacles to peace is worry, a product of fear, often stemming from mental images of undesirable situations that have not yet occurred. The key to overcoming this is acceptance. By accepting reality, even temporarily, the mind clears, allowing intelligent thoughts to emerge, fresh ideas to take shape, and profound realizations to unfold. The lack of peace often stems from an internal struggle, not against an external enemy, but against one's own inability to accept reality. The battle is not with the world, but within the mind. However, when you understand that the mind is merely a tool, an interface between the true self and the physical body, you can learn to control it with ease and ultimately master it. A simple way to manage emotions like anger or self-consciousness is to recognize that these are merely states of mind, not the true self. When someone provokes you, remember that they are influencing your mind through the assumed I, the fictional idealized version of yourself that you've created and expect others to see, recognize, and respect. But if you truly believed yourself to be so highly entitled, why would you surrender that power to something, some idea, or someone else? A crucial step in mastering the mind is to be prepared for change. While this might sound strange, many people aren't afraid of failure. They fear success because it pushes them into the unknown. They cling to familiarity, even when it's dull or unfulfilling, simply because change feels intimidating. This resistance to change traps people in monotonous routines, preventing them from taking risks or embracing new experiences. But those who see life as a precious gift, an endless opportunity for learning, growth, and celebration, fear nothing. They do not allow negative thoughts to intrude upon their divine experience of living. When fear is absent, one is never forced into desperate situations where compromising moral principles feels necessary. Resistance to change leads to suffering. Attachment breeds pain and fear, which in turn can lead to anger, ultimately destroying one's honor and reputation. Change occurs for two reasons. External circumstances force it, or inspiration arises from within. Why wait for circumstances to impose change when you can take charge and draw inspiration from your past experiences or external sources you admire? A timeless strategy for attaining peace of mind is to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. This philosophy has guided great achievers throughout history. If the worst happens, you are prepared. If the best unfolds, you can embrace it with a steady mind, knowing it could have been otherwise. Among the many life-threatening situations I've faced, one stands out. After my life was saved, I faced the risk of losing my right arm to amputation. At the time, I shut my eyes and imagined both death and life without my right arm, mentally preparing myself for the worst. Meanwhile, my family, a dear doctor friend of mine who is no longer with us, and I worked tirelessly to find ways to save my arm. Thankfully, we succeeded, and today I still have a strong and functional right arm. The realization that all beings are equally divine, brilliant, and magical fills their heart with love and kindness. A person who embodies this understanding naturally becomes more lovable and admired, experiencing profound fulfillment and tranquility. The moment you let go of people or possessions that cause you distress and relinquish the sense of ownership, peace follows. That feeling is priceless. Attachment breeds fear, the fear of losing what one holds dear. Fear fuels anger, clouding intelligence and leading to reckless actions that can irreparably damage one's honor and reputation. Peace is not difficult to attain. It requires a sincere decision to want it and the understanding that the mind, where all turbulence and inner storms take place, is not the self. The self is the eternal witness, untouched by the chaos of the mind, just as the sky remains untouched and unaffected by all the heavenly bodies that exist in it. The mind is merely a tool, and it needs to be taught to temporarily accept situations so that intelligence can work without being disturbed by emotions. You are divine. Your self is divine. It is the omnipresent awareness that temporarily manifests as the physical body. The self is eternal, indestructible, and immutable. Beyond it, there is nothing to be known. Everything else is an illusion, destined to fade into oblivion. There is no need to fear or worry, for the only reality is the present moment which the self experiences. The past is gone, and the future remains uncertain. However, just as your past actions have shaped your present, If the future does exist, it would be wise to invest in positive karma through righteousness. But remember this, peace is not a distant dream or a far-off mountain to climb. It is here, within you, waiting to be uncovered. The moment you stop chasing illusions, wealth, status, or the approval of others and turn inwards, you will find it. Peace is not the absence of storms, it is the calm within them. It is the quiet voice that whispers, "You are enough," even when the world screams otherwise. You are not your mind, you are not your fears, your failures, or your fleeting desires. You are the eternal self, pure, unchanging, and infinite. The mind is but a tool, and like any tool, it can be mastered. When you stop identifying with this chaos and instead observe it with detachment, you reclaim your power. You become the master of your destiny, the architect of your peace. So let go of what no longer serves you. Release the grip of fear, the weight of attachment, and the illusion of control. Embrace change, not as a threat, but as an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become more of who you truly are. For in the end, the greatest victory is not over the world, but over yourself. And when you stand at the edge of uncertainty, as we all must, remember this: you are not alone. You are part of something vast, something eternal. You are the universe experiencing itself, a spark of divinity in human form. Fear nothing, for you are infinite. Seek nothing, for you are already whole. And when you finally internalize this truth, you will find what you've been searching for all along, not in the world, but within yourself. Peace is your birthright. Claim it. Thank you.